Through the Star City Players Club. I was qualified for all of the invitationals this year. I played Solar Flare, Splashing Green for Thragtusk. I played it because I'd been playtesting with the deck, and I enjoyed the way it worked. I liked the zombie matchup and the Delver matchup, which I expected both of those decks to show up. I played Dredge, and I played it because I figured a lot of good players are going to skimp on hate because it's not a deck they expect to show up at the Invitational, and I expected a lot of blue-based control decks to show up, and that's what happened. For Legacy, I didn't do a whole lot of playtesting because I understand the deck well enough as it is. But for Standard, I talked a lot with Brian Braunduin about the Solar Flare deck, so I worked with him a little bit in Standard. I expected a lot of Delver to show up, less zombies than had been at the Opens because the good players don't normally go to zombies. But I expected a lot of Delver and some Solar Flare to show up. I think the worst matchup I have of the two decks is with Solar Flare. It's probably this Bant Pod deck that destroys your lands because if they get going, the deck needs so much land to function. You just can't do anything. Cedric Phillips. He's a very animated person. It's always enjoyable to see him play Magic, listen to him talk about Magic, and now play against him. So I expected to do fairly well. I expected I expected to do well because I expected the metagames to be what they were, and I called it fairly closely. So I'm happy with that with how well I did. It's what I expected to do. Probably Jace, just because I like playing with planeswalkers that draw you cards. Azorius, because I just like playing blue and white cards.